Hello, hello, hello. All right, how you doing, guys? All right, hey, yeah, that was a yeah, I kind of pretty much messed that up, so I don't know what happened with that. Uh, yes, okay, cool. All right, I just want to say again, uh, hope everybody's doing all right. To all my critical dialoguers out there, okay, thank y'all so much for holding it down with us and things, and so yeah, I just want to talk about real quick the Charlie Kirk situation. Um, I'm just now learning about who Charlie Kirk was, and so it's really tragic what happened to him, being shot down and right there in cold blood, and it's just wow, that was very eerie, distasteful sight. And I've seen the videos, some of the things he said, and even some of the ones that labeled him being a racist and all that. For the record, I'm saying I don't condone what he said concerning black people. All right, and that was on numerous occasions, unfortunately. And so, yeah, if I had known him personally, I would definitely told him that he should have never said that and even try to clean that up. So, but I will say I do appreciate his boldness for Christ and what in his opinion on what he stood on. And he pretty much, and me and Crawley talked about it, he embodied what critical dialogue is all about. That's what a critical dialogue is on a whole different level. And so, I'm proud of the work that we have done for the past 7 years at Critical Dialogue here. But to see that for us, how bold Charlie Kirk was to um, speak boldly on his faith. Okay, yes, that is what critical dialogue is. Challenging those with different opinions. Just hey, let's all talk. Let's see if we can come to an understanding. And that's what I saw in Charlie Kirk. As I said earlier, I don't condone what he said concerning black people. That was totally false. And yes, I could see how he could be labeled a racist on that. You got to be careful what you say out there when you put it out there because it's kind of hard to take back. All right. And so, you know, you have to think before you speak. And he obviously was not wise in some areas, but other areas he was spot on. And it's just, we just got to accept the truth. Um, so many people have a disdain for President Trump. And so even though he was a Trump supporter, I'm not, but he was a Trump supporter. And so quite naturally, they're going to hate him because he's affiliated with Trump, even though he did not hold a public or a political office. All right. But the fact is that we need to pray for his family. What happened to him should never have had happened to him. Okay. Again, we don't know why he was killed. We got a lot of conspiracy speculations out there, but the simple fact is that he's no longer with us, unfortunately. I again, the greatest takeaway I could take from him is to be bold. We have to be bold in our stance for Christ. Um, some of even a lot of Christians who I've talked to, and they really could not stand, or they have a disdain for him because of some of the hurtful things he said. But we've all said some hurtful things, even as Christians. So, what makes him different than us? Okay. And God still forgives us. So we got to learn how forgiveness, and even this whole process I'm seeing has shown us how close to God we think we are. We need to get closer to God. And I think situations like this can show you honestly, all right, how close to God do I really need to be? Or I need to get some things out of me that's not Christ-like. And that's what I believe this Charlie Kirk unfortunate situation can expose you. All right. Um, yes, we gotta learn forgiveness. That's just hey, that's God's commandment. We gotta learn how to forgive. Okay. And if during that time he was shot, if he asked for forgiveness for what he's done, hey, God has forgiven him. Again, I hated that it happened to him. I mean, that was somebody's father, somebody's husband, somebody's son who's gone. Now, what if that happened to you or to a loved one of yours? Okay, so again, things that we got to think about, regardless of our differences, our theological differences, and the way we govern our lives. Okay, again, we can't go around just picking up a gun or doing harm to another person. Now, there are some conspiracy theories out there, and we don't know. We don't know the real reason why he was killed or so. It's all spectacle. All right. It's all a speculation, point blank. All right. But I pray justice comes for his family and whoever the coward was that shot him, that they be brought to swift justice as well. Okay. Because again, you don't, regardless if you don't like a person, you don't want that to happen to even your worst enemy. All right. Charlie Kirk was a human being who was made in God's image, just like you were, point blank. So again, look at it from that perspective. You didn't have to like the man, point blank. There's a lot of folks that you don't like, and there's a lot of folks that don't like you. Okay, but again, we have to learn how to respect each other's differences, our ideologies, our thought process, and I believe if he sat down with someone who was wise and level-headed that could help him out, I believe he probably would have changed some of his um, opinions concerning black people and things like that. Now, again, I'm not going to say he was racist and all because again, I don't know the man. Okay, I never knew. As I said earlier, I'm just now learning who Charlie Kirk is. And for some of the videos, my first introduction to him was the Texas A&M debate, and I thought that was very good. And he pretty much handled it. Everyone that came through. There was one I thought that came close to um, um, tripping him up a little bit or so, but for the most part, that's what critical dialogue is right there. He embodied what critical dialogue is is supposed to be. Let's have a dialogue. Let's talk. Let's try to get some understanding without having to resort to violence. And I think he did a wonderful job. Okay. Again, I don't condone none of this negative things that he said concerning black people. Okay, because I'm black. All right, I'm a black man, and yeah, that was out of pocket what he says. I mean, what he said, and again, there were some truths to some things. I guess, I would agree with him about having the father in the family. All right, the father being the head figure in the family, and that would help out with these single mothers in the black community. So, all right, yes, because God ordained family. But other than that, all that other rhetoric he said, no, that's he was totally out of pocket on that. And so, yeah, that's all I pretty much wanted to talk about and say. Yeah, pray for the family and pray for others out there. And this is a time we're in a perilous time. Well, we've always been in perilous times. God is still in control, and so let's take this time to look at our own lives and see how much we need to get closer to Christ more than anything. All right. All right. Well, look, for its critical dialogue, hey, who knows when we'll be back, but we want to thank you all for hanging in there with us over 7 years. And hey, we'll see what the future holds. Okay. I mean, it is what it is. Okay. Just enjoy the moments that we had. And so we can, but yeah, I might play a few shows here and there. So, and again, who knows when we'll be back, but you have a critical dialogue. Start a critical dialogue there in your area. Okay. Let's learn how to talk and learn how to try to understand one another. Let's have that emotional maturity that a lot of us lack. All right. You all have a good one. And we'll see you. Be blessed.